It's Friday, December 1st. I'm your host, Sarah Beal. On today's show, we check in with the Hyannis Main Street Business Improvement District about the wreaths that are hanging on Main Street in Hyannis, as well as this weekend's holiday stroll. Then we'll talk with shellfish technician Liz Lewis about an upcoming class to learn how to get razor clams. And finally, we'll get the scoop on this weekend's HYCC Holiday Skating Show with Program Supervisor Laura Kelleher. But first, let's get a look at today's top headlines. A new vendor is coming to the Barnstable Municipal Airport. Cape Cod Coffee of Mashpee will be taking over the cafe located in the airport terminal. They plan to open this month and will offer visitors and travelers pastries, bagels, muffins, grab-and-go salads, grab-and-go sandwiches, as well as their signature coffee. Free parking will be available to the public in designated spaces near the cafe. The Town of Barnstable Public Health Division is going to hold a flu clinic at the Hyannis Youth and Community Center next Thursday, December 7th from 2 to 4 p.m. The clinic is open to town residents only, and the fee is just $3. For more information, you can call the Health Division at 508-862-4644. The Hyannis High Arts Campus is celebrating the December holiday season with a campus-wide event from 5 to 7 p.m. on Saturday, December 2nd. Celebrate the season and explore artful creations in 4 unique settings. The High Arts Campus provides community art space, working artist studios, and a professional artist gallery that support and promote the arts through instruction, events, exhibits, and performances. The campus includes the Geyer Barn, Gallery Art Trio, Studio 46 Melissa Morris, and Bass River Pottery. For more information, you can visit artsbarnstable.com. Food composting is available at the transfer station and recycling center. The goal of the program is to reduce the amount of food waste that gets thrown away with the trash, thereby reducing trash disposal costs. Residents with a current trash sticker or recycling-only sticker may drop off their household kitchen scraps and food waste for composting at no additional cost. The collection barrels are located in one of the sheds used to contain recycled materials. While most kitchen scraps may be composted, such items as kitty litter, plastics, cardboard, and styrofoam may not be disposed of for composting. Up next, let's find out about this weekend's Hyannis Village Stroll with Cindy Dooley of the Hyannis Main Street Bid.
I'm Melissa Chartrand. I'm here at the Hyannis Main Street Business Improvement District office. I'm sitting with Cindy Dooley, office manager for the Hyannis Main Street Bid. And it's very exciting times. It's the holiday season is upon us, Cindy. Are you singing?
Sure is.
If Elizabeth Wolfbane, the executive director, were here, she would sing through the entire interview.
Well, I won't be doing that.
Okay. But let's talk about, we're here to talk about the stroll that comes up. It's usually, it's always, I should say, the first Saturday in December. It is the oldest running stroll on Cape Cod. And there's lots of exciting pieces to it.
There certainly are. There certainly are, starting with decorating the street, getting ready for the stroll. We had a wonderful program that was started last year between the Main Street Bid, Elizabeth Wolfbane, and the Barnstable High School Transition Program, special needs group who came together, and for a couple of months they met and designed and made some special wreaths to hang on the light poles on Main Street.
I love the story. I mean, and that's what I think the holiday spirit is all about. They were so excited to work on this project. Did they work with some of the merchants as well, or design them with them in mind?
Some of the merchants gave them supplies from their stores. Let's say the joke shop, they gave them some joke items so that they could put those on their wreaths. So that was kind of exciting for them to do that with the stores.
And those go up for the holiday season.
They do. They're starting to go up right now as we speak.
Excellent. And then also as far as decoration, I know that the merchants themselves decorate the windows, not just for the stroll, but for the entire season.
For the entire season.
And you have some friendly competitions around that as well.
We do. We have a window display competition. That's very exciting for a lot of people. We also have a cookie tasting contest that a lot of the stores participate in, and the people come and they can vote for their favorite cookie.
This is all during the stroll.
Sorry, yep, that's during the stroll, yeah.
So let's go back to the stroll. As we said, we talked about the wreaths that get hung, and so I want to point that out because as people are along the street, we would love them to stop and take a look at the various designs and know the history behind that. But the stroll goes really all day. It starts very early with a breakfast with Santa.
Breakfast with Santa at the British Beer Company. sponsored by the British Beer Company and the Greater Hyannis Chamber of Commerce. And they have 2 seatings for that, one at 9 and one at 10:30. And you can get tickets on their website or at the British Beer Company.
Sure. And then in addition to Breakfast with Santa, that almost kicks off as that event ends, and that is a ticketed event. But the stroll is free, and we encourage everyone to come down. They could do a little shopping, enjoy some holiday cheer, because it's nonstop activities going on.
Nonstop
Tell
activities.
us about some of those.
Santa arrives by antique fire truck in the morning. And then the children can visit with him in a couple different locations. We have this year a very exciting skating rink, artificial skating rink that will be set up.
This is a big deal. This is something
a really
new.
big deal.
I would say every year the stroll, there's always a new addition. It's a big holiday tradition for everyone to kick off the holiday season and come and spend some time down here. But every year you have a thing, and this is a big thing.
This is a really big thing. Yeah, this is the first time that this type of rink will be on this end of Massachusetts, on the southern part of Massachusetts. It's never been to Cape Cod or below Boston, I believe. So it's very exciting. It's going to be really fun. It's regular skates. And next to that will be an inflatable warming house, which will be fun too. And they'll be serving hot chocolate and that kind of thing. So that's really exciting.
Sure.
We're looking forward to that. And that'll run most of the day from 11 to 3 anyway.
And primarily, Cindy, the activities are 11 to 3 because what's also unique about your stroll is that you work with several other organizations. I know the Hyannis Civic Association and others. And you have the stroll all day, and then Santa, who came earlier and is there to greet children all day, takes a little bit of a break and then arrives by boat. What I think is really cool here in Hyannis is we have a boat parade.
That is exciting. That is exciting. And fun for everybody.
And fun for everyone.
Yep.
So they can enjoy the day on the street, stroll down to the harbor front, watch Santa arrive, and then afterwards come back. All the merchants are open and the restaurants are open as well.
Restaurants, yeah, for some dinner or some hot toddies or anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Good.
It's a great day.
It is a great day. So let's let our viewers know where they can see. You get this chair today, but Santa will be in this chair.
Yeah, this is Santa's chair.
And they can stroll there. There's, as you mentioned, the cookie stroll. There's all sorts of activities going on.
Yep.
And I know that you have a detailed list. Where can our viewers get more information?
On our website, hyannismainstreet.com, or on our Facebook page. We also have Twitter, Instagram. So that's really the best place.
It's very easy to find the information.
Very easy.
And in fact, on artsbarnstable.com, we have a link to it as well, so that any which way, there's no excuse for anyone to not have the information to get down there. So Cindy Dooley, Office Manager, Hyannis Main Street Business Improvement District, thanks for your time today and sharing about all the fun festivities for the Hyannis Village Christmas Stroll. And I'm Melissa Chartrand, wishing you an artful day.
Coming up, we'll learn all about the HYCC Skating School's holiday skating show that is taking place this weekend. But first, we check in with shellfish technician Liz Lewis about an upcoming razor clam class. Liz, thank you so much for joining us today. We're going to talk about razor clams.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of a different clam that people, you had classes last year kind of teaching people how to dig for razor clams. It's a little different than people are used to, so let's kind of start there.
Okay, so last year we had a lot of demand for these razor clams, and it's still there. People are still trying to figure out how to get them, how to identify the holes, and things like that. So we thought we would try it again. It is challenging since we're trying to do it in the winter months when Scudder Lane Recreational Area is open, since that's where we have most of these razor clams. So we may run into some bad weather like we did last year, but it is okay. We'll reschedule if we need to. Anyway, so our first class is Sunday, December 10th at 10:30 a.m. at Scudder Lane, and we're going to be teaching the ins and outs of razor clams like we did before. So we hope that more people will have the opportunity to come this time. So that there's a lot involved in razor clams, but also not a lot involved. So the first thing is getting your salt solution. So we have these pumps that you can buy at, Bradford's, Home Depot, any one of those, stores. And you just squirt it in the hole, and the razor clams will pop out. So it's that easy. We're going to teach you the technique and how to identify the holes, which I think is probably the hardest part. Because if you squirt a steamer, which has a similar hole, they will not be happy. Yeah.
That's funny. I can't imagine that, the steamer clams would be very happy with you squirting water into them.
No. Yeah, so that salt irritates them, and
right.
They really they pop out of the hole. They are very fast diggers. So we do have some folks that go by hand, but that can be really challenging, and you'll get quite a workout. So, hey, go for it if you want to do it that way.
Yeah.
But we do have an easier method that we want to teach everyone, and we think is easier on the environment because we're not making these huge holes that sometimes people forget to backfill. So, we're hoping to, and also we'll have some cooking recipes, because that's the important part. We're trying to get people into these alternative species. We have 400 people a week come down and get oysters at Scudder Lane, and then probably like a quarter of them, maybe even a third, they get quahogs as well. Some few people go for steamers, which are pretty hard in that area, but we want to get people into these other species. These are equally as awesome to eat. You're starting to see them in these high-end restaurants, so you can be all fancy and everything. But if we can get people, maybe it will take a little pressure off of the steamers or the quahogs, because this is a great alternative. So we will have some recipes so you know what to do with them once you catch them.
Wonderful. Let's talk a little bit about the razor clam, because I remember growing up and seeing razor clam shells on the beach, but never really seeing an actual live razor clam. It's kind of like a long, thin shell, and they dig down, straight down into the sand. So what's kind of the, how meaty are they? Let's talk a little bit about the species itself, the razor clam.
Sure. So they have that long, slender shell, which is how they get their name. It kind of looks like an old-fashioned razor. Mm-hmm. I remember that I used to cut my feet on them all the time.
Oh, yeah.
So they are fairly sharp. So definitely wear your gloves. But they're about 75% foot. They have a very muscular foot, and so that they will turn into a paddle essentially, and they dig down super fast, faster than you can dig, which is why we're using the salting solution to get them. But also with that, as they come up, that foot is super strong, and if you pull really hard, you'll rip off the foot, and it will stay in the hole, and then you'll get the shell and the other meat around it. But the foot is the good part to eat.
Yeah.
So you have this foot and then the innards in the shell. You can eat the whole thing. Some people, they just prefer to eat the foot. But again, don't overcook it because it's so muscular. Mm-hmm. They're also called razorfish because they can swim. So if you don't catch them in time, if they get out of their hole, they will look for another place to go, another place to burrow. And even if the water gets too hot in the summer, they'll move to a deeper spot.
Oh, wow.
And they'll just start swimming around. You'll see this huge foot moving the whole shell around, and they'll just dig right back in.
That's so
it's fun for kids, too.
Yeah.
We have razor clam races and watch them dig in.
That's great. So when people come to the class, like you said, the first class is on December 10th at 10:30 down at Scudder Lane. When people come to class, should they come with their sprayer bucket ready to go? Are you going to have the solution there for them to learn how to make that?
So we'll have a whole bunch of sprayers, and we'll have enough that people can split up into like 2 or 3, or a family group for each one. Mm-hmm. And we should have a good amount of volunteers. We're having AmeriCorps come and help us with these classes. So really, all they need is a bucket. Sometimes it's better not to have the peck basket. It's good to have that with you, but they do tend to fall through the holes in the peck basket. Mm-hmm. And definitely a pair of gloves and waterproof items to wear. Waders, you might be able to get away with just knee boots, because we're doing this on minus tides, so it should be completely dry so that we can see the holes. So yeah, just a good pair of boots and definitely gloves and things to keep you warm since we're doing these winter classes. Otherwise, we will provide everything else. Now, if you want to bring your own sprayer, we will have the salt, we'll have everything to make the solution for you and help you do that if you want to get used to your own sprayer or whatnot. So just really bring yourself, and hopefully we'll provide everything else.
That's wonderful. And before I let you go, I just want to ask how the oyster season's going. I haven't gotten down there myself yet, but I'm sure I know it's killing me that I haven't.
It's been really awesome. I think so. We planted a little higher than we usually do, and so when you go down and right at low tide, you can see all of them. So I think we've tricked people into thinking that there's more oysters than there were last year. But anyway, we split it in half. So half is to the left of the landing where people usually go, and half is to the right of the landing.
Oh,
that's the big secret. So everyone go to the right of the landing. It's pretty good. We're having an awesome season. People seem really happy, and they've grown really well this year. I've just noticed the ones that I've been shucking, it's full meat. I mean, they're big and they're taking up the whole shell.
Wow.
Absolutely awesome. So we're off to a really great start, and Bay Street is equally doing as well. Those are a little bigger, a little sweeter, I think, rather than salty. But people are loving it down there too. So it's been wonderful.
That's so great to hear. Well, thank you, Liz, for giving us this update. Good luck on the first Razor Clam class. Like you said, it's on December 10th at 10:30. Do people need to sign up ahead of time, or can they just show up?
Nope, just come on down and find me at the truck.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I look forward to chatting you again in the future.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks, Liz. Bye. My guest today is Liz Lewis. She's the shellfish technician here in the town of Barnstable. Laura, thank you so much for joining us today.
So welcome.
I'm so excited to talk to you today about the HYCC Holiday Skating Show. This is one of my favorite events, and not just because my niece participates in it every year, but it's so much fun. All the skating shows that you guys do, the spring one included, are just so much fun. So let's talk about the holiday one that's happening this Saturday.
I agree. Holiday is probably my favorite. It's one of the ones that I just kind of, at the time, thought it's one extra thing for the assistants and the helpers and all those girls that give so much of their time, and they volunteer more than just 8 hours a week, or a month rather, whatever. And it was just a way for them to have a good time. And I like it because it's in Butler. You're just kind of packed in the stands, and the feeling of it is the kids can sit in the players' benches and watch from ice level. And so I do like this one a lot more. It's just festive and fun, and it starts always usually that first Saturday of December, and it puts you in the spirit, I feel like.
Yeah.
So
this is you just started doing the holiday one just a few years back, probably like, what, 4 years ago?
Maybe, yeah, 4 or 5 maybe.
5 years ago.
But yeah, I think it was just, like I said at the time, it was just kind of like, let's just try something else. Because I kind of feel like waiting for spring, it's such a long time. And some of the fall kids that skate, we don't technically get them back for winter. They've either moved on to basketball or something like that, but they skate in the fall. So I kind of thought, looking at it too, it might be a nice way to showcase what they've learned for 8 weeks. Yeah. And it's worked out really nice. It's fun.
And who doesn't love listening to those holiday songs?
Absolutely. And we always sort of have a theme, which is kind of nice. Like last year, I think, or 2 years ago, it was like country. This year, it's movies. It's Christmas at the movies. So we don't have a huge budget or a budget at all. So we try to keep it as easy as we can with the things that we might have had from other shows. And of course, Cape Cod Skating Club is awesome. They have great items that we borrow as well. So we're very lucky that way.
And also part of it is you're also doing a coat drive.
Yes.
Coat, mittens, hats, which you do every year.
Yes. And that stems from all the years that Eileen, Pam, and Chris used to bring all the little kids from Cape Cod Child Development over for Friday public skating, and every vacation or holiday or no school, like those 3 would arrive in that bus and all those kids would come in. So it kind of, for me, was full circle. You do a little bit, you drop it off at Founders Court, whatever they don't use or need, it goes throughout Cape Cod Child Development. So it's really cool. I have some really awesome ladies that knit hats, scarves and mittens, and these things are amazing. I mean, if I had a smaller head and smaller hands, I would definitely be like, could you please make some for me? But yeah, I'm really, really lucky. And the tree stays up for most of December, if not the first, second week of January. So it's right in the lobby, and like I said, I'm really, really lucky. People come in and they bring everything. And it's good because it's not just little kid stuff, it's definitely older kids, even adult sizes. So it's nice. It's definitely a good little drive, which I like to do every year. So.
It's kind of a nice way to kind of kick off that drive for those winter items.
Yes, and it's nice because I feel like sometimes we're so lucky and the weather is just so nice through November, and then it's almost like December 1st we get that cold snap. So it's kind of nice to have the items to give come. Like I said, I try to keep the tree up and deliver the end of the month, beginning of January. So it's like I really try to make sure they get them to use them when they need them. So it's good. And like I said, we're really lucky. We have some knitters, and I'm pretty sure they all come from the senior center too. So it's kind of nice to link the different departments together. So
wonderful.
It's good.
So the skating show is this Saturday.
Yes.
It's at noon.
It's at noon. I always book it out from noon to 2 or at least 2 hours. It doesn't normally go that long. And so what I try to do after the show is completely done is I just offer a family skate for all of our participants and their current family members. It's a free event. Rentals, of course, are just $5. And they can skate for 2 hours just together, and just, you know, most of the time they're stuck in the stands and they're watching, or their siblings want to go out and they can't. So this way it's a nice, low-key, not a busy public skate where they can go out and have a good time.
Wonderful.
So, yeah.
So everyone should come down on Saturday.
Yes.
You know, the Christmas stroll is happening on Main Street, so just zip over to the HYCC
Perfect.
for about an hour.
Little
come
cocoa.
Come watch these kids put on just an amazing show.
Absolutely.
It's so much fun.
Absolutely.
You can tell they're having a blast. Are the kids coming from the Nantucket Skating Club this year?
I have a couple coming from Nantucket. I have a couple coming from Falmouth. So I'm lucky that way too. That's the show that I can definitely pull from other clubs. And I like to do that because a lot of our coaches aren't just Cape Cod Skating Club and Hyannis Skating School, you know, coaches. They coach for other clubs and other places. So it's kind of nice. And I always get a different age group, a big variety. So it kind of shows you that, hey, a 4-year-old can go out there and do this. So that's what I enjoy the most about the holiday one is I can invite anybody, which is kind of nice. So yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. So go down to the HYCC this Saturday at noon on the Butler Rink and check out the Holiday Skating Show. Thank you so much, Laura, for coming in.
Very welcome.
Our guest today is Laura Kelleher. She's a program supervisor in the Recreation Division. This week's community calendar is all about the holidays. Each village in Barnstable hosts their own village event to get everyone in the holiday spirit. Here are the dates and times for all 7 upcoming village events. let's take a look at next week's board, committee, and commission schedule. Thanks for joining us today. We'll be back on Monday with an all-new show. On Monday's show, we'll talk to School Committee Chair Margot Weber about next week's school committee meeting, and we'll learn all about the Advantage program at Cape Cod Community College with Laura Doan. For Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Beal.